John, not the start to the postseason you would have liked. How do you sort of reflect on that game now, I guess, in hindsight?
I was undisciplined in the third quarter, and it cost our team probably a little momentum in the game. So, that's where I reflect immediately. We need to be disciplined. I need to show that at all times, no matter what I feel like's going on out there. So,
how have you learned and tried to, I guess, manage your emotions during games? Is there particular things that you try to do pre-game or during game or anything like that?
No, I just gotta let the emotion dissolve and move on from it. But consistency is a word that you ask your players to do all the time. So I wasn't consistent with my performance.
How do you go about, off the ball movement in terms of, getting Bryce wide open looks and throwing, I guess, Jesse in there to supplement and help that?
I thought we did a good job tonight getting Bryce looks now. They did a good job. We had Keanu Pinder, Doolittle heavily involved. For us to be at our best, we need multiple players performing at a high level. I need to do a better job getting Windler involved because he's a huge piece to our team. So we'll watch the tape. We won't do anything knee-jerk reaction-wise. We'll look at it and see how we can get better.
John, how do you feel about, I guess, the job you did on Chris building up his lead? It was such an integral contribution to his baseball line.
Yeah, look, he makes tough plays, but that's why, like I talk about the technical foul. Any player that gets to go to the foul line, like you're just asking for trouble. So allowed him to get his mojo.
Coach, it's a game of adjustments. Hiram Harris is a pretty good defender. Is he someone you think to look at maybe in game 2 to put on Goldie?
Absolutely not. I don't think Hiram can impact our team, but he's probably not going to be the guy we look at chasing Chris Golding around, just being honest with you.
John, how did you feel as though Keanu played up against the two Melbourne bigs?
Pinder? Yeah, look, the last month he's shown, like why he's a dominant player in this league, and tonight was no different. And that's where I talk about our group and the way we've been playing as a whole. It has been functioning very well. Now they tested us tonight with some of that stuff, so I expect more of the same from KP.
Johnny, Benny Henschel, he does not lack belief or lack his game. Looked like he obviously started him, so it's his first, from what he did, where he came from last season. How would you rate his performance? It looked like Deli tried to go in early in the block, but he held his own late. And obviously, he didn't shoot the ball that well, but overall, how would you rate his performance?
Yeah, look, Henschel was good. For us to be win the championship, we need everyone playing at a good level. Okay, Ben Henschel will be different when he makes shots. So that's what he's on this team to provide at a high level. I know through your experience, it's not always gonna be your night. So for him to get back in the saddle Saturday night, go out with the same aggression, shoot the same shots, and when he makes them all and you guys go crazy and we win, beautiful.
You spoke about Dylan and getting him more involved. I asked you pre-game how important he is to the team. How do you get him more involved on Saturday? 4 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
He's such a good player.
Yeah, it's twofold. We can get him in different actions so he feels comfortable. He can play a little risque at times to see where he's really at. I'm okay with him shooting a 30-footer, because deep down that's who we are. We're a high efficiency, gunslinging, let's see what happens. And I'm okay with him letting 30-footers go.
John, do you have an update on Ty Webster's injury?
No, he's in the hands of our medical staff. So for him to come out of the game and not go back in, we just got to see what they say.
And how impactful was that, I suppose, not having him, at the end?
Yeah, like you guys have seen over the last 6, 7 games, like the dynamic athlete that he is, he just brings a different look to us when he's on the floor, both offensively, but then also defensively, and especially with their physical guards, we need him out there to relieve some of that for us.
Jesse, you and Bryce obviously got a good chemistry. Like when you hit the floor, Bryce gets shots. You guys got that in sync. Is there something that you can pass on to the other guys on the team that when you're not on the floor, that they can somehow channel some inner Jesse?
No, look, I thought we did a pretty good job. I think KP and Do in particular also have a little jam with him. I thought they played well with him. I think the great thing about BC is, what do you have? 6 assists. I thought he did well. Obviously, he's going to get a lot of attention by their guards, but BC is such a good player and so unselfish that he can also feed KP. He can also feed Do. So I thought he did a great job. BC is just not going to force up crap. Like he's smart and he's unselfish, and I thought he did a great job of kind of feeding KP. KP's got good pace to the basket and putting pressure on their picks. So I think those 2 guys in particular.
Jesse, did it feel a bit like you guys were chasing your tail a little bit, like they got off to a good start, and then you guys would come back and then kick away again?
Yeah, but we were up at half. So it was a 1-possession game. Obviously, it was close, but we were up. We always know it's going to be a battle with Melbourne, but the playoffs, right? It's a couple of possessions. What did end up a 12-point game, but it's a couple of possessions. That's what it comes down to in playoff basketball, and I don't think we're going to change too much. There'll be adjustments, but it certainly won't be reinventing the wheel. But we'll make adjustments. They'll make adjustments, and hopefully we'll level it up at home, and and then it's all on the line for Game 3. But we've got to win a game to keep it series alive. But we're certainly not dead. We're still alive.
Was there a plan for Shea coming into this match? There was a bit of buzz about the matchup with Bryce that week.
No, like for the way I coach, you guys talk about all the other guys at the opposite. If we're functioning at a high level, we're a good team and hard to beat. So I need our team functioning at the best level that they can. I'm not buying into all of it. Believe in what we do. Let's go out there, let's play and see what happens.
Talking about personality, Ethan, he didn't play too many minutes tonight. We heard that he was tired from the flight home. Were you hoping to play for more minutes and more on Saturday?
There's 40 minutes and there's only so many people you can play in that 40 minutes. We have a good roster. We got guys playing at a high level. You guys are on me when I don't play KP. You're on me when I don't play Aquera. Doolittle. Play him more. Can only play 5 guys, 40-minute game.
Jesse, you've got a wealth of finals experience. How do you go about, setting the standard and, I guess, being that guy in terms of a leader coming off the back of this one heading into Saturday night?
Oh, pretty much just what I said, right? We are who we are and they're who they are. We're not going to change. We're 30 games in, right? We're not going to change too much. We're going to make little tweaks here and there and take care of our bodies, watch some film, do what we've been doing all year, right? And have a good shoot around on Saturday and hopefully come out and put a good performance in and win a basketball game, right? And keep this series alive. I don't think it's not crazy rocket science. Like we don't have to change too much. Just got to tidy up a few things and hopefully get a win.
Do you have any thoughts on Melbourne's record in Perth? Obviously, they've had a pretty good run there late.
Yeah, for sure. But I think if they won there 4 years ago, I don't think that has too much relevance. You know what I mean? Those records are all cool. It's probably only somewhat relevant this season, but even then, it's playoffs right now, so it's a brand new season. It's 2-3 months ago. Teams change, identity changes. So, I certainly don't buy too much into that. But
Coach, Rillie, through the week you spoke about playing with purpose and intent, and also the mental grind.
Yeah.
Are there stages early in the game, would be a pace or substitution patterns where you're thinking perhaps it's not about just this moment, but more the chess match of the series, of like maybe trying to wear them down earlier by playing faster, because it might help in the back end of a game 2 or game 3?
I think the pace really suited us. We just weren't playing good. I'm really curious to see like our shot quality, because I thought we got some good looks. We just didn't convert early on. Like got it to what, 11-4 or something like that. But we did a great job, and as Jesse just spoke about, like we went into halftime leading by 1, and we weren't playing great at the offensive end like how we can and capable of. Now give them credit for the way they defend us, but we got good quality. I like the pace. Like we talk about Henschel and Windler, and like they need to shoot those shots, because the way they defend Bryce, the way KP's playing, it all, the synergy of all those guys works together. And sometimes it's high risk, high reward. But when we're functioning, we're tough to beat.
And just Doolittle's do it all, I guess, impact on the defensive end is very valuable. But we did see a lot of Almanza. Do you think that playing them together when Melbourne go with that lead lineup would be effective?
Well, yeah, like these, you have a million thoughts during the game. What's going to work? What's not going to work? Do you not want me to play him? I got Keanu Pinder. I got Doolittle. Aquara's playing pretty good. Almanza, he's a good player. He just travelled from Spain and got in yesterday. You know, like it's like I have to make decisions. I'm not 100% on my decisions.
Well, then the decisions on the floor with whoever is out there, Jack White didn't look like he was that laterally moving very well early in the game when Keanu attacked him. Was there a strategy to actually go at him specifically at times, or to try and test his injury, I guess? Doolittle and Pinder, very explosive players. Anytime they have space and we've had some good ball movement, I want them to attack. That's the way we want to move the pieces, and then like let's attack. You know, so we'll keep going with that. I have the confidence in those guys. Like they're very good players. You know, it's playoff basketball. You're going to have a team that wins and loses. They made the big plays. 1.9 seconds under out of bounds. They get a tip out, Golding 3. Like in these types of moments, they're the plays that you need to make to win and lose a series. You know, and that's, you know, that's them tonight. We need to bring that for us on Saturday.
Jesse, you mentioned playoff basketball is different. Did the intensity feel different when you got out there?
Not particularly. I mean, it was. I mean, it's
500 games, 6 titles.
no, it's always a physical game, and you know, I think, you know, obviously Melbourne coming off a 2-week break or whatever it was, and so are we. And I thought we did a great job of kind of, you know, it's a long break, but balancing scrimmage with guys getting healthy, and I thought we did a great job. And yeah, so it's always physical, and it's always pretty loud in there. But yeah, it's playoff basketball. And I think it's probably slightly more physical, and refs let slightly more go. But yeah, I think we did a good job. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, John, just one from me. Second time this year we've seen Goulding do that sort of shooting performance against you. Is it more him being freakish with what he's doing, or do you have to defend him differently in the next game?
How I would answer this is touched on, like he gets free throws, he gets a tip out off an offensive rebound. So then, you know, like Bryce and him are different players, but the moment a high-level shooter/scorer feels in rhythm, it is really tough, no matter what you do. And then, like, I thought Henschel really did a great contest on a 3-point shot, and he gets rewarded for 3 free throws. So you know, like it's a dynamic you have to balance out with all of that. And then previously they've done a good job of countering when we try to get a little aggressive, you know. So, and that's where, you know, I talked about early on, like, you know, my discipline in the third quarter.
Jesse, what was with that play when Chris ran through you? Was there anything malice in that one, or when you set that screen, or?
No, I think it's
Just a basketball play?
just basketball. Yeah, yeah, nothing in it.
JR, can you expand on that a little bit? Did you think that your guys did a good job on Chris
That's a loaded question.
Not here for the loaded ones.
Yeah, no.
Well, good. Thank you very much.